Hey, it's Lynn Brown. I'm a speaker, trainer, and coach with the John Maxwell team. And I spent the first half of my life people pleasing. And then in my spare time, I was literally trapped by the opinions of others. It was like being in a mental prison, honestly. And then one day I took a step in the direction of my dreams, and I bet on me for the first time ever. And y'all, when I changed the way I looked at things, really, the things that I looked at began to change. And now I've just committed the rest of my life to partnering with people who want to do the same. So today I just want us to go ahead and jump on in. I just want to know how you're doing. I mean, here we are, literally probably 2 weeks ago. I mean, COVID-19 was in the news. And today, 55 million school children, it's like 90% of school children are at home. They're home with parents who are now working from home, providing 3 meals a day with snacks and entertainment. and then on top of that, I mean, everybody's dealing with, managing the food and and the quarantine prep and the fear and the future and the 24/7 updates, from the news. And I don't think there's ever been a time that we need to really take a look and check in on how we're doing. I think sometimes when we find ourselves in hard places, we neglect ourselves first. We take care of everybody else. We stay up at night. We wake up in the middle of the night, whatever the thing is, and we're serving everybody else. But we have to slow down and really check in and take care of ourselves. I think it's kind of funny, I'll be honest, I have enjoyed some of the memes just because it's just a little comic relief, not to make light of what we're experiencing, but I think we have to laugh. We have to keep our joy levels ramped up. And so memes are funny. We've been exchanging them a lot with, my sister and friends, and we'll pass them back and forth. And one thing we're finding is that a lot of the meetings that we had could actually be emails. However, if they're really good meetings, they, face to face now, of course, virtual will, continue to meet like that. But I think the funniest meme I saw the other day was, by the time this is over, everybody's going to know everyone's true hair color. And I thought, oh no, we'll figure out a way. Crayola markers and mascara wands, whatever we have to do. But we know, we've talked about this even before, change is not easy, even on a good day. But what I'm finding now about this is there's so much unknown. And change is messy, and it's messy in the middle. I think a lot of times we really, we'll pray about something, or we'll look to God for something, and we don't want to have to go through the mess. We just want the miracle. We want the miracle without the mess, and it doesn't happen that way. But I'm just telling you right now, when Disney closed, I mean, this crap got really real for me. I mean, I texted my sister and I was like, it just got real. And it's been really real since then. I truly believe that the way we have to look at this is it's not about us just getting through it. It's more about being better on the other side of it. I mean, some of us right now are struggling just honestly with not eating all the quarantine snacks. I will tell you, I have been taking little snack breaks, and I have not. 2 weeks ago, I was not doing this, so I don't know if it is because of increased, anxiety, or just being out of the habit. But I have noticed this, and it's something that I've got to break. And I get it. It's what I'm experiencing. I don't know if you're like this, but if you're from an area of the country where you experience hurricanes, but it's like we're just in this, waiting for this giant storm to hit, and it just is taking forever. So normally, we live in Florida, so normally we wait for the storm to come on shore, and then we can kind of see the end in sight. But COVID-19 is in a league of its own. And I'm not saying that we've never done hard things, because we can all, if we had time today, we could share with each other hard things. We've all experienced hard things, and this is not the first thing that our world has experienced. We know, we can look back in history and see these things, these hard places that we've been before. It's kind of like we're fighting a war. It's just not a traditional war, and wartime is never easy. We have to deal with the truth of this virus, and we have to use good judgment and common sense. And I'm just going to be honest with you right now. I'm just kind of struggling with people who are not using their best judgment. And I think sometimes out of fear, we choose kind of an altered reality. We choose a denial. We would rather just not deal with the real reality of it all, and therefore we don't make some of the wisest decisions. But, all I can do is be in control of me. Not long ago, I wrote in my journal, I literally wrote this down. I said, Lord, I just want you to use me to be an encouragement to the world. But honestly, I didn't realize at that time what it would mean and how it would change so fast. So here I am in the middle of a mess, setting up a studio in my house to switch my work from face-to-face to virtual. And I'll tell you that I am not a techie, but I am learning. Not long ago I did an Instagram live and it was sideways. I am learning about technology, but the thing that I do know is that it doesn't have to be perfect, because you know what? Perfect's overrated anyway. People don't really like perfect, but I cannot let that stop me. I don't think there's ever been a more important time in my lifetime than right now to be an encouragement to the world. We've got to let our light shine through the darkness. And sometimes the darkness is the candle. And that sounds crazy, but sometimes we have to just be where we are, but we have to continue to shine. And we will get to the other side. There's no question we're in the middle of a mess. And the thing I have to keep reminding myself, I don't know if you're anything like this, but I feel better when I'm focused on what I can control. And that starts every day when my feet hit the floor in the morning. You know how I feel about gratitude. I start with gratitude and, coffee first, then gratitude, and then my quiet time. And I'm going to work out first thing in the morning because that is so important. Our health right now needs to be number one on the list. Having a schedule and sticking to it provides security for everyone. If you have, students, your children who are now your students in your house now, everything's changed. It's a totally new normal, and you still have to take that time out for you, though, for self-care. And juggling it all is not easy. The other day, a couple of weeks ago, before this really intensified, I was doing a podcast. I was keeping my little sweet grandbaby Blake, and I was having to hold him during the podcast, and I thought that was really stretching it, and that's nothing. We have moms and dads now that are home, and grandparents that are teaching their children and working from home, and really thinking into how we're going to make the bills and the payments and buy the food and all of that. So we have so much extra right now on our plates. I was thinking a few days ago about education and what has happened in the last 2 weeks in education. Everything has totally changed. In 14 days, everything changed. Wait and see this time was not an option. It wasn't that we can wait until this time or that time or after this testing period or whatever. It was like, jump in, we've got to do it. And it's amazing what happened. Everything was changed in 2 weeks. I don't know about you, but I have just a new respect and appreciation for educators at this time, because now they are turning into, delivering meals. And I saw a elementary school that recently had a parade through their students' neighborhood, and I thought that was so cool. So all the roles are changing. And in order for us to all to come out on the other side of this bigger, better than we were before, it takes us all working together. It's no time for, politics. It's no time for anything that is going to divide us at this point. I mean, small businesses and restaurants, I mean, they're changing how they do everything. Two of my friends own restaurants in the name of Squeeze in California, Nevada, several places that have like 12 restaurants, and they're just trying to keep their employees' income uninterrupted. So they're being very creative. They're recreating their creative ideas every day. They're making it happen. My daughter-in-law has 2 boutiques, and she is doing the same thing. She has gone to curbside delivery. She is making it happen. We all have to make it happen. Whatever our thing is, we have to make it happen. I mean, it's changing. Life is changing, and things will never be the same. I mean, structurally, everything's going to be different when it's all said and done. So it's a great time to think about that question. I know several of my friends have been cleaning out their closets, and yes, I realize that's a first world problem, but you get my point. Everybody's in that mode of reinventing themselves and becoming better through this process. I mean, I'm committed personally to working on my core 15 minutes a day. I'm also finishing a book. My Gritty is the New Pretty Leadership for Gritty Women book. I'm having to reset my mindset. I keep finding myself going, you gotta hurry, you gotta hurry, you gotta hurry. And yes, there are some things that I have got to get done, but at the same time, there's a slower pace. I've noticed that, we've been sitting on the swing on the porch more. Just little things like that are new, that are part of this new normal. So it's not just about surviving and getting to the end of this. Let's thrive in this. So let me ask you this. What is your do different going to be? That's not something you can answer right now. You just need to spend a little time thinking about that. But what is your do different going to be when this is all said and done and you look back? And also think about, what you can do where you are. How can you serve and shine right where you are in your community during this time? I know we've been ordering takeout. Of course, now I'll be honest, that helps us too. Helps me too. But it serves, the waitresses or waiters that are in the restaurants and help support these small businesses. Buy a gift card from a boutique. And if you need a boutique to purchase from, I'm all about Southern Grace Gifts. They're on Instagram. You can check them out. But, write somebody a personal note. Make a huge thank you, sign on poster paper and take it to the grocery store or to healthcare workers on the front lines. Adding value to others is the highest purpose of leading your life well. And yes, we are all leaders because we all influence and we can all make a difference. Right now, the world needs us at our best. Yesterday, I saw a video. It was a couple of days old, but it was a video of the Cuban doctors landing in Italy. And I'm just going to be honest with you. That just pushed me. It pushed my emotions over the edge. I mean, I was just boohoo, baby, ugly crying. I mean, it just, I don't know, it just got me. But, we gotta keep ourselves filled up, and I am a person of faith. And so I do have, my quiet time in the morning. I stay prayed up. I'm praying more now probably than I ever have. And I have my favorite scriptures that I use and just go to. And so I would encourage you, to do the same. We're going to get to the other side. And one thing that, we have to remember about when we feel our emotions, kind of getting carried away and that stress, that's my alarm on my phone reminding me to pray twice a day at 7:14. We are praying for this virus to just be removed from the earth. So that was my alarm reminding me to do that. But I just want you to remember that when we are stressed and when our minds kind of start running wild, that releases cortisol, and that is not good for our body. It's not good for our immune system. So exercise, staying hydrated, eating more, healthy choices, some supplements that I've been reading about and taking are vitamin C, vitamin D, echinacea, elderberry. Now, let me remind you, I'm not a doctor. So, I am not a doctor, but I've been reading from, from doctors and experts and all that. So, I just would encourage you to really ramp up your self-care during this time. That's all I have for today. I just wanted to check in with you and just see how this new normal is going, and really I want you to think into this do different, and what is your do different, and how you're going to be on the other side. But in the meantime, stay strong and shine bright, and there's somebody out there right now. Just remember this, wherever you are and whatever you're going through, there's somebody out there right now that would trade places with you in a heartbeat. But you could very well also be the answer to someone's prayer. So be mindful and be very aware of things that you can do. Of course, remaining safe, not going by the social distancing. I'm not saying that, but go by the guidelines that we have been given, but still serve people. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you next week.